How we doing this beautiful day? Before we go into the discussion of Nwaneri, do me that kind favor, please strike the like button. Very, very important. Subscribe if you're new here. I appreciate that, and make sure you turn on your notification bell. Now, let's discuss this young chap. Very talented. I rate him very, very much. But it seems like Arteta is having some kind of double mind when it comes to Ethan Nwaneri. Because what I fail to understand is that he makes the bench, he makes the match day squad. Now, is Nwaneri making the match day squad based on ability, based on the fact that the manager rates him, or is making the match day squad these days because we have a few injuries? What do you guys say? Let me know in the comment section. Let me ask the question one more time. Is Nwaneri making the match day squad and making the bench based on his ability and quality, or is making it based on we have a few injuries or the guy is out, right? Is that the reason why Nwaneri is making the match day squad? Because if you look at it, even at the beginning of the season, he made the match day squad plus other guy inclusive. But why is Arteta not trusting in this young, in my personal opinion, quality player? Or am I overrating him? Let me know in the comment section, because some of you think I'm overly criticizing Arteta, which is not fair, which is not true. Just because you like a manager, you rate a manager, doesn't mean you cannot criticize objectively. You can. See, you don't want to give a manager blind trust. Blind trust is dangerous. Go and ask Manchester United fans. Ten Hag, he won 2 trophies. He has been out there. So back to the issue of Nwaneri. I think there's something there. It's beginning to make sense that Arteta, when left alone, does not wholesomely trust young players. Not the quality of the players. He defaults and relies solely on seniority and quote-unquote experienced players. Now, there is nothing wrong with that. But my problem is right now, you can't be relying on the wrong profile of experienced player who can do a job, because my argument remains the same. There is no sensible logic why you go for good when you have better. Remember, if you have good and you have better, any reasonable, sensible, logical, rational human being goes for better than good. Trossard has been doing a yeoman's job in context of our injury, in context of the games. But I'm saying Nwaneri is a better 10 and he's in the team. He's not injured. He might be young, but if you're good enough, you're old enough. I stand by that mantra. That's why we said Fabregas. We are saying Yamim Lamar in Barcelona. We see it at Man City. If you're good enough, regardless of your age, it shouldn't come into the equation. I'm not saying play one in every games, but we've been saying there's a direct. If you look at our games, how our midfield become a bit stale, a bit lethargic, a bit uncreative. I'll come to Declan Rice on that video. We need a natural creative player like Nwaneri, regardless of the age. I bet you Arteta plays him tomorrow in the Carling Cup against Preston. But somehow he cannot do a job in the Premier League. But Arteta trusts him to come on when we are chasing the game. It does not make sense to me. If you remember the first question I asked at the beginning of this stream, is Nwaneri making the team based on his quality, or is making the team based on the fact that we have a few injuries? Now, this is not me taking a dig at Trossard. Trossard is a fantastic player, and we know Trossard's skill set. For me, we all know, I've made a video regarding the fact that Trossard is not at his best when he starts games. Trossard is an impact sub. Can he start a few games and do a decent job? But if you look at most of Trossard's impactful games, he has been coming off the bench. That is when Trossard is at his best. It is what it is. So the lack of creativity, lack of spark in our midfield recently, because you are missing Odegaard. Now, injuries are part of the game. Now, if you are missing Odegaard and you have a profile of that same player, not directly as good as Odegaard at the moment, keyword at the moment, but he can actually do what Odegaard does creative-wise in the team. Not at the quality of Odegaard, not at the experience of Odegaard, but he's a similar profile. Why don't you put a square peg in a square hole instead of trying to force a square peg in a round hole with Trossard? Just because we are getting by in certain games, just because we are winning games, doesn't mean that's what's best for the team. Because in the last few games, we can see there's a lack of creativity in the midfield. Trossard is doing his best, but that is not his strength. Trossard is not a creative player. So for me, I'm getting a little bit angst. I'm a little bit disappointed in the fact that Mikel Arteta is showing a bit of naivety, or should I say, he's been a coward in context. That why are you not playing Nwaneri? Why are you not playing him? Because I bet you tomorrow against Preston he'll play him. So let me respond to some of the comments that some of you have left. My observation of Nwaneri needs to improve awareness in the game. And that's the key. Trust the manager. He's great at details. Live Gunner, I wholesomely disagree with you. Like, you guys are just trying to rationalize Arteta for not playing Nwaneri. Nwaneri has a fantastic awareness. Defensively and offensively, his game is good. Like, we saw that Fabio Vieira, who is more quote-unquote experienced in terms of age, older than Nwaneri, who should be more strong in the tackle. Nwaneri is a better tackler than Fabio Vieira. There's a reason Arteta and Edu sanctioned the loan deal of Fabio Vieira to Porto, because we all thought that would afford Nwaneri more playing time. In terms of adjusting the physicality of the English game, Nwaneri has done a better job than Fabio Vieira. So this awareness thing, I think you are overreaching. I understand you're trying to defend the manager, but I do not agree with this observation. No, it's not only thing. It's awareness for me. Even though at 17, he plays, when the Camus guy we all see, he plays like a 23, 25-year-old player, even though he's 17, going on 18. So I'm sorry, I disagree with your observation respectfully. Now let's read that. Shout out to you. I subscribe to the school of thought, but I want to remind you that Arteta is a fast learner. Yes, you can be a fast learner and still lose. Let's continue. He's obviously seeing the need to allow these youngsters into the team. Okay, they are slowly offering compensation for places in the team. As much as we all know that everyone will eventually drop points, we as fans are only hoping our rivals drop more points than we will, so that we can successful this time around in lifting the title. My problem with that, I understand what you're trying to say. See, just as much as we are hoping our rivals to drop points, what's the guarantee one more time that we will not drop points? That's my biggest concern. 100% Man City will drop points, 100% Liverpool drop points, Chelsea will again, all our title rivals to drop points. My problem is that what's the guarantee that we will not drop points too? Last 7 games last season, I was like hoping Man City would drop points. I never dropped any points. We were hoping that we're going to win the league, that Man City will eventually drop points. It didn't drop points. So as much as we hope our rivals drop points, there is no guarantee that we will not drop points too. So that's my greatest concern. I'm not being pessimistic about around Arsenal winning the league, or I'm just saying that we just have to make sure we just stop the bleeding, figuratively. I mean, stop the bleeding. 5 points behind Manchester City after 9 games, knowing who Manchester City are, is not good enough. I'm not saying let's lose all hope. Let's say title race is over. I'm not saying that. I'm saying based on antecedent, based on what we've seen in the past 3-4 seasons, even though it's just 9 games, there's still more 29 games to go. Man City have the experience. Man City are a juggernaut. Even though when we drop points, let's guarantee that we'll not drop points. I'm beginning to sound like a broken record, but that's the fact. Those are the facts. Those are my concerns. I'm not saying Arsenal will not win the league. We could, and we should be able to win the league, but there's a Man City there who have the experience, who have the players, who can do it. I understand the injuries to our key players this season is part and parcel of the game, but we cannot afford to lose more ground on Manchester City, in my personal opinion. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Like the video on your way out. Subscribe if you're new here. And make sure you turn on your notification bell. One more time, please like the video. Subscribe if you're new here. Make sure you turn on your notification bell. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye for now.